My dad, since I was young, has never liked long hair. But when you look at his pictures, when you like this.
If I put parents in such a forum, what do you think they think of you? Or ordinarily, what are their fears?
Parents maybe tend to think that you can get into some peer pressure about drinking and doing drugs. So they tend to, that is their fear. That is one of their fears.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a cousin of mine. When she was growing up, my dad was the one who was sponsoring her education life. Okay, she passed from high school, started, got an A, clean A. Went to JKUAT. Going to JKUAT, she embraced a different lifestyle, the university lifestyle. Okay, my dad sat her down, said, "Me, if that's the lifestyle you've chosen, count me out. All right, just count me out completely. I'll send you home, back to your mother. Then you'll think about your life, since you have chosen that kind of life. But in my house, this is not acceptable." Okay? She came and talked to me. You know what? He has disowned me. I'm going back. But believe me not, I'll not change. All right? If he is threatening me, I'll get pregnant. And I'll show him with that pregnancy, I'll continue with my life. All right? She went to university, she got pregnant, she got a kid.
Some parents could be having serious and real fears because of the past experiences. Yes. You know, what they have seen others go through. Some of us, we've never gotten into the hands of police for any reason. Now you can imagine your own son is a frequent visitor in the police cells. How do you feel as a parent? At 19. How do you feel? So, yes, we agree that at times parents tend to hold on too much. But on our side, do we show some responsibility that are so convincing that, I will not be like that? No, in terms of even what you wear. By the way, she never used to dress like this. Who has influenced her into dressing like this? Your hairstyle tells me that is your role model. So it is not what you are, it is what I think you could be following. Who is influencing your lifestyle?
Personally, I couldn't wear trousers in my father's house until I got to university. And in university, it's because I just became kichwa ngumu. The problem with trousers in my father's house, apparently, it's indecent. And in my opinion, it actually covers more skin. I feel less cold. And we all do rongai matatus from time to time. You have to hop off the bus at some point. You can't do that in a dress, in all honesty. But if you ask my father, someone influenced me at some point, and I started wearing trousers, which is not the truth. It's just because all through primary, secondary, I was in the house with them. I couldn't leave the door without a lecture about, if you have to wear that trouser, look for a longer top, or if you have to wear it, put a skirt on. Well, that's overdressing in real sense. That's overdressing. And hairstyle. Okay, there's some hairstyles that are way out of the way. And there are those ones, because of the hair type you have, you just have to do some certain type, your hair in a certain type of way. It's not someone necessarily influenced you, it's your hair type. Things that our parents never really get to understand.
there's a way they always twist what you're saying to what they think you're saying.
Yeah, you start.
Yeah, like my dad doesn't like bulky hair. And me, I like bulky hair. Like even my hair is very bulky. A lot. Because
Your sister loved bulky hair.
yeah, we all like bulky hair. But my dad doesn't like it. And when I put that and I try to explain to him why I like hair that's a lot and all of that, he twists it to what he thinks I'm saying, which is not what I'm saying. He thinks I'm being influenced by these people who have dreadlocks, a lot of dreadlocks, and they put big Marvins. That's what he thinks. He thinks that's what I like. He thinks those are the people who are influencing me. You know, and that is not even the thing. So even when you try to voice yourself, they don't understand you for what you are saying. They already have what they think in mind, and that is what they think. And you cannot change what they are thinking.
I think our parents should be forgiving at times. Because, like, we are still your children. Even if we have done this and done this, like he said, my dad is also that kind of a person. If you don't want to go on this road that he's telling you, don't come to his house, don't eat his food. He doesn't even talk to you. So I am thinking, like, if you have done something wrong, like a parent should come and tell you, Lily, what you did is very, very bad. And you should plan on reforming or transforming. That's why you find now someone is so, has lost hope. Now there is nothing for them in life. You get, they become so hopeless. So I think parents should relook into being forgiving, because you don't want to forgive me, I am your child. You don't want to talk to me. I don't know how that works, really.
Okay, I'm a personal evidence when it comes to hairstyle. My dad, since I was young, has never liked long hair. But when you look at his pictures, just look at his pictures. Like this. Right? Okay. Me.
And the trouser.
the trousers, Yeah. I usually look at that. When I'm from a cut, you usually ask me, Dennis, did you go to shave or what do you want? What do you go to do? Look fine. Okay. First thing, he doesn't like long hairs. Second thing, especially this hairstyle of mine. Since I was in, I think, Form 3, yeah? This has been my hairstyle, okay? Since day one, he has been like, Dennis, I don't like your hairstyle. I finished Form 4. I was over 18, and he was like, Dennis, I don't like hairstyle. I was 19. Dennis, I don't like your hairstyle. Huh? What is it? Yeah? Why prejudice me? As in, like, he is like looking at me and comparing me with the Mungiki, despite me comping it. When he sees the types of hairstyles, the people are being killed are like shaggy hairs. Dennis, do you see those? Do you see those guys? Dennis, do you see the kind of hairstyle they have? And I'm like, why prejudice me? You know me, you raised me. I've never gone out to steal. Why compare me with Mungiki of all the people?
Some parents, they also tell you something is wrong, but they don't give reason, they don't expound, they don't make you even understand. Like some parents, if I ask my mom, let me give an example, not like I've ever asked, just an example. If I ask her, Mom, why is wearing bangles wrong? Sasa, you're already thinking of wearing bangles. You know these things, they're not good. I have never worn them. Now, why do you want to wear such things? Where have you even seen them from? Why do you want to wear bangles? So you're taken aback. You're like, I was just asking a question, you know. So from that point onwards, you can never even think of asking anything. And even when now they see something is wrong and they're coming to explain it to you, they explain it the same way. Like if you're wearing something short, I have never worn something short. Why are you wearing something short? They don't give you a reason. They don't make you understand something. They're just there to gombanisha you and pull you to the corner and
make you feel like you don't even have air to breathe.
Honestly, at this age, we love talking about our problems. That's why we have BFFs, we have friends, we have squads. We love talking about our problems. We like sharing, so at least it lessens the burdens. But if the parents don't create the platform, it makes it harder. Like, for example, my mom, if I go home and she's like, hey, baby, how was your week in school? I feel nice. I feel like, hey, mom, we did this. I start talking, and then we get that link. And even sometimes she's like, by the way, I used to have a boyfriend. I'm like, she had a boyfriend. I'm like, it makes her more human for me and more relatable. So when I have an issue, I'm like, by the way, I have this and this is going on. It makes her more relatable and easier to talk to her. So I think it's upon the parents to make themselves available and more human for us to be able to communicate with them better.
Dennis is saying, and I'm happy with one thing, and I congratulate his father for one thing, that since class 4 or class 8, did you say class 8? Since Form 3, he has been having this hairstyle. It has been the question, but he has never been thrown away. So so it is more of the hairstyle is not very good, but in his heart when he goes back, he says, but I'm not seeing anything, I'm not seeing his character being influenced by the hairstyle. Okay? So he will not come back and tell you, by the way, you have convinced me, now I love your hairstyle. He cannot, don't wait for that. That time will not come. The fact that he is quiet about it, he is not quarreling about it, it means you have convinced him.
Parents will remain parents. Now, what usually happens at this age, you're complaining about them. They are going to reach a certain age, you'll be complaining about how they don't listen to you. It gets converse at some point. What I'm trying to say is that most of us, when we think we join university, we feel now we're very old. That now we've matured, we need our space. The only problem I have with the ladies, especially ladies, once they go to university, they want to dress in a way that can be able to communicate that now they're in what? In university. And I speak from my years in school. Because when I came back also from university, everyone must have known in that village that we have come back from where? From university. You will never impress your parent by the way you dress, by the way. You're their small daughter, whether you come in what form. That's why they keep crying, saying you need to walk on this path. They are also just passing things that they feel that would help you become a better what? A better Christian. The way they do it is usually the challenge. Some parents would shout, some parents would even beat. My mother gave me canes even when I was in the Form 4, past Form 4. And you guys are very blessed that your parents these days can even talk to you. The way I'm hearing Dennis here, your father is discussing with you. It's a blessing. Some of us had parents who would take you from here up to Kware, akotuna we hivi nyuma yako. So it's a blessing that you can talk. What I want to caution you, never try to challenge a parent by virtue of your education, exposure, or your assumed social status. Because when you go to university, you feel you have joined another social class. It's very easy to think that way. So don't try. Like now, ladies, I have sisters. I would see the way my sister talks to my mother. And you can even use this Sheng. When Sheng came that time, that mother I'm a slake, that mother shiki. You use certain words to try and prejudice her from the wider perspective or the wider discussion which is out there in terms of dressing. Because your mother doesn't wear trousers or something. My point is, don't challenge who? Your parent. Again, look for the best time. There's always a best time even for asking for money. We all know that. We've been kids, right? There's always a best time. If you go to your mother in a certain time, she cannot give you. But there's a time when you approach her, she will click, and if it's your father, you'll click. He'll be clicking, but the hand is where? Yeah? You children, you disturb me, but he finally does what? Understand your parents, and parents are different. We can't have a blanket judgment that all of them behave. Though there are certain things universally we know that they agree on certain things. So every person who is seated here, carefully look at your parent, know their strongholds and what. Then there are things you can compromise. There are things parents also I know cannot compromise. For example, if you are an Adventist daughter or son, you can't come back 3 in the morning at home and then you believe that it's within your right. You can't, your father cannot see you in a bar nearby because you're a university student. You say, man, I go to school, I take care of myself, why are you following me? He is also expected, there are bare minimums from you to avoid certain things. The biggest challenge from young people like us is challenging. Your parents tells you don't do this. For example, Ejay, of what influence does Ejay have? But psychologists will tell you that the way even you sit on a chair can tell somebody what type of person or what your life is getting packaged into. So parents read into, they might be reading too much, and I agree with you. They read into these things too much, which doesn't help. But each person seated here, look at your parent carefully and analyze and say, maybe mzee anapenda hivi, amapendi hivi. But don't try to go confrontational.
And that marks the end of this week's conversation. Remember, we'd like to hear from you as well. Please send us your feedback on our social media platforms on the screen. Join us next time for another real conversation on Matters Youth.